It's a yeah, shut up with your feminism. Yeah, come here, that's what you need. And she's gonna go,
Go get me a towel, goddamn. Give me a towel. Wow, Gideon, you did that. Wow. Ooh, you did that. Ooh. Yeah, go get that towel now. Go get it. What's going on, y'all? Grind and Motivate back in this thing again, man, with another video. And yeah, I got another video about Sneako, but this time Abba and Preach are talking about Sneako, and I'd like to see if we share the same views on it. I believe Sneako was mad that Abba and Preach didn't talk about his ban or something like that. And as far as Sneako goes, man, I don't like the guy, man. When I originally first got wind of Sneako, I really wanted to like the guy. I wanted to like him. I saw his kind of philosophy videos and everything like that. He seemed like an artsy little young dude. He didn't, he even dressed okay. And I was like, all right, man, I want to like this dude. But then as I heard his talking and the way he acted and everything like that, I was like, bro, hell nah, boy, I don't like you at all, man. And it's like, yeah, he's young and everything like that. What is he, like 22, 23 or something? But it's like, bro, you only have a few more years, I think, before you're officially stuck in your ways. And we see how this ban has affected him and whatnot, and he still hasn't really changed. He's still hanging around with the likes of Nick Fuentes and saying the same things that he's saying, even though they've gotten him banned. And I think it's stupid when you're a guy who has built his life on talking on the internet. And when I say talking on the internet, a bunch of folks was hating. Well, a couple of folks was hating last time because they didn't understand what I'm saying because they were young idiots. Like, talking on the internet, we all would like to talk on the internet on YouTube for a living. But when I say, like, these guys built their life of talking on the internet, Sneako's literally been talking on the internet since he's, like, been 13, 14. So he hasn't had a real life outside with trials and tribulations and, things that could actually teach him some real stuff. He's just been out here talking on the internet, and now he thinks he knows everything. Whereas let's see, in comparison, you got a guy like Abba who's went to the military and tried some college and all this, and he's seen all kind of different things. And the reason I say that is because I think that when you make your breakthrough or you get your clout in life or whatever it may be, the person that you are in that moment is kind of where you're stuck at unless you decide that you're going to continue to do self-improvement and work on yourself. And I don't think Sneako has continued to do that kind of thing. And other examples of that would be, rappers and athletes. They kind of stay stuck who they are, but they don't really do anything to improve themselves, and they're still just basically like a bunch of little kids running around. So that's just my thoughts on it, man. Sneako already said that self-improvement is something that he doesn't think is useful for everybody. He thinks he's already at a point in his life where he's good. And we know Sneako's only 22, so that sounds like some sucker stuff right there, man. But anyway, man, Abba got a haircut, so I think he's going to go in, man. Lately, the haircuts have been fresh. I don't know if that's like the I'm about to go in on you haircut, or it's a lady that's been in Abba's life that we don't know about. But let's go and listen to the video.
After our last video, I was contacted and basically told, like, hey, why would you cover the fact that I was on Fresh and Fit and not the fact that I was deplatformed? And I was like, okay. And the reason why I didn't cover the deplatforming, to be honest with you, Sneako, is because I got some bad things to say, No, it's true.
That's crazy.
Listen.
By not talking about it, he made you a favor, and you asked for it, and it was like, well, I'm going to come to you.
But Sneako being deplatformed was one of the most unsurprising things of 2022. The reason being is I was telling him this for months. I was telling him that, one, if he keeps going on this way, he's going to lose everything. Two, that he was not only going to lose his channel, Sneako, where he's live streaming, but the main one where he does nothing. Why? Because YouTube has a rule in place where if you're acting wild or you're doing all kinds of crazy stuff, or they want you off the platform and they decide to give you 3 strikes or whatever, they get rid of everything. Why would it make sense for a platform to deem the fact that you aren't fit for their channel, their platform, that you are an issue and that you are a problem, and then let you keep another channel where you get to do a lot of the same kind of content?
See, that goes into what I was saying. Abba's been trying to talk to Sneako all this time, but Sneako is one of those kind of guys who don't take well to criticism. And if you're a young guy who is on the up and up, or you're just a young guy that plans to be on the up and up, man, when people criticize you with constructive criticism, it's always best to listen and not be sitting there like, I know. If somebody's sitting there, just talking trash about you as a person, that's one thing. But if they're actually giving you some advice that they think would help you like that, Like, think about the advice. Like, let's compare some advice. Somebody giving you advice on how to lift and not hurt your back and get the most gains versus somebody saying you look stupid and your outfit's stinking. That's why your muscles is low. Those are two different things. The constructive advice obviously was the first one, and the stupid advice was the second one. So if somebody's giving you constructive advice, you should always be trying to listen. Sneako didn't listen. We see what he said when he said he doesn't need self-improvement, even though he came back and said, well, yeah, I can see the need for it. He was just lying to appease the fans, or I guess the moral YouTube gods. So yeah, let's get going.
On one hand, you don't want to see the homie lose his money. On the other, you're doing shit that's going to make you lose your money. You're being warned about it multiple times. You're out here bringing on folks who are white supremacists, folks who are out talking about race realism, doing crazy stuff. Your clips are showing up in the Senate. You wildin'. You being warned. Hey, I let my nuts hang. I'm real. You guys are bots. Okay, well, guess what? You got what you wanted. You're out of the matrix. I'm not celebrating. I don't think it's great. But I think sometimes people got to learn their lessons. You don't want to listen to nobody? Nobody can tell you nothing? Okay. This is what happens. Some of the stuff my man was doing was wild. Him talking about another female creator and then simulating himself banging her, okay, on a platform for a good 30 to a minute, okay, is wild.
Then I flew to Bucharest, Romania to meet with Andrew Tate and be on his podcast, and they hit me with the cyberbullying strike for a viral video that was uploaded 2 months ago. If it's not obvious, anything can be labeled as cyberbullying and anything can be labeled as harassment.
It's just, he glossed over the cyberbullying stuff, but I'm like, I'm pretty sure, I'm gonna show you guys what I'm talking about.
You know what's so funny about the internet? It hides the fact, and like this feminist garbage hides the fact that she's attracted to that guy making the videos. It is what it is. Girls, you could vouch for it. You know it's true. She would. And you know this is true, what's so predictable? You could tell by the way she's talking that she hasn't been properly in a long time. It's been a while. So she's on the internet making this garbage video, promoting all this feminist garbage to your fucking lonely girls in the comment section. What you really need, Chad, is some
Yeah, shut up with your feminism. Yeah, come here. That's what you need.
And she's gonna go, that's what you need. You need some sense back into you.
So that was lame as hell. And I would argue that Sneako's natural selection game needs a little bit of work, man. He does not know how to adapt and change to the environment and think critically and all that kind of stuff. Think about that, bro. Like, look at what he just did right there. And he's thinking like that's okay for YouTube. And that is his bread and butter and the only way that he makes money. But he decides to do that. Think about the things that he says. Think about the people that he associates with and how he's seen them get banned, but yet he still comes back and copies what they did. So I feel like it's kind of a little bit of natural selection involved right there, and a little bit of low IQ to a degree. It's like Sneako's not that smart. I understand, like, you want to crush people and tell them what it is, but if this is all the way that you make your money, you're not a billionaire like Kanye, where you can just start talking trash and now you got FU money, so you can just do whatever you want. You don't got your own platform, so you have to be smart, bro. You still out here collecting AdSense checks from YouTube, bro. What are you talking about? And I also don't like the way that Sneako tries to minimize, certain people, the way they've been affected by things. Like I was talking about it when he was talking about the Asian hate or the hate crimes for anybody like that was black. He was saying, well, yeah, if you just talk to somebody, yeah, it's a hate crime, and he's trying to minimize it like that was what was happening all the time. And most of the time it wasn't. It was physical altercations that were hurting these people. And I don't like that. And then this right here, he tried to act like, well, it wasn't that bad. I just talked about her as a woman and stuff, and it wasn't that bad. Nah, bro, you really sitting here doing this and you think that's okay? I mean, it's not like, oh man, this is the worst thing ever, and like he actually came to her house and touched on her and groped on her. But bro, come on, man. You're a dude with almost 1 million subscribers and you sitting up doing this. That's not a good look, man. Natural selection at its finest. Let's go.
And you know what they're going to do right after they did that? They're going to clip that part and say, I'm an incel problematic, but you know it's true. You can hear it in her voice. She hasn't been properly in too long, and now you make no sense. That's what happens, man.
Bro, this man simulates sex like a virgin, okay? If you were just a bit, you could have had longevity, you could have reached so many more people, had so much more influence. Actually, that is what Andrew Tate said after he got banned. After he got banned, he said, I should have been smarter about my messaging. I should have been smarter about this and that. Why? Because he recognized that the way he was acting was too wild to be viewed by this many people. Extra viewership brings extra money, brings extra scrutiny. Or as Biggie Smalls would say, more money, more problems. It's a conflicting thing. It's not good. I'm not happy. This is not a great thing. But if you're being honest, this is unsurprising. And secondly, you could even make the case that it's pretty well deserved. The moment he did that shit to that girl, I was already like, YouTube's on your ass.
Yeah, so he did that, and I think he also kind of falsely accused somebody of trying to grape his girl or something like that, or graping his girl. I don't know. So I think that was also a very outlandish claim on Sneako's part for him to be saying that in front of 1 million people. But let's get it.
She's talking to her YouTube manager. Other people are talking to their YouTube reps. They've been tweeting at YouTube. It's like, bro, when you cross that line, of course. What YouTuber do you think is gonna get away with themselves simulating fucking another YouTuber? Now, if you with the boys at home, that's one thing. Bro, this is your job.
Watch the apple and peach video he did about you. Bro, these blue pill people only focus on the shit that, bro, you know what is newsworthy and what Abba and Priest should be about if they're a commentary channel who cares about free speech? They should have made a video talking about the fact that I got deplatformed off of most of these social media sites. But he didn't. It doesn't matter.
My man's out here right now lecturing me, talking about, oh, Abba, if you cared, you would have talked about my deplatforming. Deplatforming is a big problem. Bruh, you out here sucking off Fresh and Fit, two guys who try to DMCA strike and get a bunch of channels deplatformed, right? You haven't sat in on a podcast with them and had a long form discussion. All of a sudden, now that you're suffering, deplatforming is a big problem. If you felt so strongly, you probably would have said something, but you don't, because now you need to suck off their teats just to be able to make some dimes. Congratulations, you played yourself. I got the logs. I got the text messages. I got all the DMs. I got the voice notes. You were warned dozens of times. Now you want to add brand new. Oh, this happened to me. Okay, well listen, take your matrix, take your red pill, go off to Bucharest, suck off the tates, and just maybe you might make a few crypto dollars. Because me personally, I don't give a fuck. Be accountable for the actions that you took, because literally nobody, not one person on this planet is surprised by your downfall or you being deplatformed other than yourself. And if you had any kind of integrity, you would go talk to the people beside you who are in the business of engaging in the very actions that make you suffer today. But you won't do that.
If you really care about what I'm talking about, you should have made a video talking about how I got deplatformed.
I can't listen to
If I really care about you making money, I should know. I cared about you keeping your career and going well, so I gave you advice to not get deplatformed. I thought it was so funny that you get on your final video and you're like, oh man, they deleted my second channel, like you're acting surprised. I told you this was gonna happen. I told you you're gonna lose everything. Jadion told you. Desi, all these people were telling you what was gonna happen. That's how you show somebody they care. Not after they fucked up, but before. When you warn them, bro, you going too fast. That's how you show somebody you care.
He's right. And Sneako was sitting up calling them blue pill and all this kind of stuff, talking about they too on both sides of the fence, too nuanced and all that kind of stuff. And
maybe it's not intentionally disingenuous, but maybe you are trying to appeal to everybody and you're trying to, like, in my opinion, Red Pill is just the truth. Like, I feel like there's no doubt in my mind that what's really going on, about the gender war that's going on, about the spiritual warfare, about what's really happening in the world.
you see, he paid the price, man. And the theme of this video, man, is learn how to take advice. All advice isn't good advice. You have to learn how to sift through what is BS and what is actually solid. But you do have to sit there and be able to take advice and think critically for yourself. And Sneako hasn't been able to do any of that. But let's go.
I didn't have to tell you nothing. I could have just farmed you for views. I could have done a bunch of stuff if I really wanted to. I was warning you in private numerous times. Oh, I don't care. Okay, stupid. Well, listen. You played a stupid game. You won a dumb prize. Congratulations. You can carry on eating fucking drumsticks with your fork, looking dumb on live. I don't care. Go do whatever you want to do. While you telling these women accountability, I haven't seen you take it a single time. Not once. Not once, but good job. Actually, no, he did do it once. when the Muslims cucked him into apologizing. Yeah.
They-
And he had to go religion. Now we talking about.
They gained up.
Yeah, when somebody's about to smack him. Yeah.
I love Jews though.
Stop. Hold on. New rule for you,
My cat
Sneako.
loves
Right?
Jews.
No rule for you. You are not allowed to make fun of any religions on my stream until you make fun of Islam. After you do that, you're free to make fun of whatever you want, okay?
Look at his face. Look at his face.
Two hours later.
Because I talk a lot about wanting to convert to Islam. I've always talked about how the religion that I identify with the most is Islam.
Oh, brother, you gotta.
No, that's it. I don't have anything to joke about Islam. It's a perfect religion, very peaceful. They're very accepting. I have nothing bad to say about that. Nothing but love for all religions. I love all religions equally, actually. I love Judaism, Christianity, Islam. They're all great. They're all great.
So I have noticed one thing with these red pill radicals is they always do tell women to take accountability, or they talk about certain things that women do that they think are terrible traits, but they always share the same exact traits as those women, fresh and fit. With the women that they had on their channel, they did a lot of the same things that they did. And now you have Sneako right here who doesn't take accountability, unless you see right here where he's blatantly disrespecting various religions. And then when the folks came and checked him, he got right. He got a little straight, and he got that act right, man. And I think again, man, it just shows how fake Sneako is, man. It's just a truly fake dude. He has the Muslim guys on there, and he's sitting up talking about how Islam is the religion that he aligns with the most. Bro, shut the hell up, Sneako. You know goddamn well you ain't been looking at no Islam. The way that you made fun of Islam lets me know that you have not the slightest clue really about Islam, bro. You wouldn't be doing all that kind of mess. And you wouldn't be saying a lot of the silly stuff that you say or acting the way that you act online. So I don't really know if Islam really aligns with you. But yeah, man. I would like to examine his answer at the end where, he said, well, I love all religions. He sounded a lot like Nick Fuentes. And that lets you know he doesn't really respect them. That's kind of that I don't really respect it, but I'll give the PC answer because I'm a punk. And it's funny that he talks about people being blue pill and PC and all this kind of stuff. But, bro, you're being PC because you just don't want to be super canceled or dealt with for some straightening. Same thing with Nick Fuentes. I mean, Nick Fuentes already has been straightened out. What do you guys think people do when their bank accounts get canceled by all these different banks? How do they keep their money? Do they just keep it in a bunch of shoe boxes or something like that? Or do they go to like the local black bank? I think Nick Fuentes said even his local bank canceled him too. But what do they do? I don't know. Let's get it.
I keep seeing this meme in my head. You know, like those cucked porn videos where Sneako's just sitting in the corner and there's a Muslim man just fucking his values? Okay, there's a difference between two things. There's what's right and what's smart. Is this right? You can make the case for either or, but I would probably on the fact that I don't like people being deplatformed, whether I like it or hate them. Same thing I said for Fresh and Fit. I would say for this, I don't think they should be deplatformed. However, if you're asking me what's smart, this is so incredibly stupid. And a lot of the things that you did were incredibly fucking stupid. I'm telling people, be smart. If that's that's not being said. That's you understanding you have an opportunity to help folks, influence folks, do whatever you want. If you are just diplomatic, but folks don't want to do diplomacy. They want their way or the highway. Well, guess what? You work for a company. You don't want to negotiate. You don't want to be diplomatic. Well, they're going to tell you to take a hike because they don't need you. You guys understand that? Like when you're on these platforms, the reason why you want to be on YouTube is because there's advertisers. Well, YouTube, understanding there's advertisers, sets policies in place so that they can protect their investment, which is the advertiser giving them money. You come in and you jeopardize that, then you think you don't have to negotiate with them or give ground on anything. Take a walk.
You work for YouTube.
That's it for the video, and Abba pretty much summed it up perfectly, man. Is it right or is it smart? And I think when it comes to is it right or is it smart, you have to sit there and weigh the options. Is it worth your opportunities? Is it worth being deplatformed? If you have a job, if you have a YouTube, if you have a certain opportunity that you might be able to get, is it something that doesn't align with your morals to the point where, it may hurt somebody or it makes you severely uncomfortable? Then I think, yeah, you need to talk. And hey, man, you just have to just be ready to take that walk like Abba said. But if it's something that's kind of small or, doesn't really have anything to do with you, you shouldn't be practicing that caring energy and be just trying to speak up just cause, bro. Like, I don't really understand Sneako. The way that he says a lot of things that don't really, he talks about a lot of things I felt like that he could have just, quite frankly, just left alone. That had nothing to do with him. And the only reason people were coming at him was because he was slick an asshole on the internet, bro. Like he didn't have any filter. He didn't have any tact. Sneako's not a tactician at all, man. That's why he's down bad, bro. Like he doesn't know how to sit there and be like, all right, so I got these YouTube checks coming in. I'm getting good money off of this. This is how I feed my family, or I feed myself, and I'm able to afford this lifestyle. But should I say this thing or should I not? And he's just like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna say it. It's like, bro, wait, get your money, stack your money up, maybe invest your money into some other things outside of YouTube where you're not just a sucker talking on the internet all day with nothing else to his name. And then maybe you could start talking a little more when you have FU money, like folks like Kanye and all these other guys that are big corporations. Because I'm betting if like Elon Musk or like what's the old dude from Amazon, if they said anything, they'd still be straight. And people would probably still buy their products because Amazon specifically, they're such a necessity to most people. They would still keep their products. Amazon would still be in the game. But Sneako, bro, you ain't really nobody. I mean, you got a million subs, but you ain't really nobody to the point where you can just say F you and do whatever you want, man. And again, like I said earlier in the video, you should be learning how to take people's advice. You should always look at the people that will tell you the real as your real friends. Unless they're telling you something stupid and just something that's pretty much to insult you, you should always be looking at it as constructive criticism, man. Like I said earlier, look at the different types of advice. Is this person telling you something that would help you not get hurt in something or help you perform better at something? Or this person just simply just making fun of your appearance, making fun of the way you talk, saying that you're an idiot or something like that, making fun of your intelligence? Think about those kind of things before you just decide to get mad. Also, I guess you do have to look at the types of people who you are getting the info from. I think a guy like Apple would be somebody that would be worth listening to. He's older. He's also a pretty smart dude, I would say. So why not listen to him? If you got the jail on the street trying to tell you something, yeah, sometimes he might have a little bit of experience, but hey, bro, you a jail on the street for a reason, bro. There's not much you can tell me. Or you've got this old dude who got drunk and he squandered all his opportunities, and now he's trying to tell you about something. It's like, bro, you still out here getting drunk. You're still doing the same things, but now you're telling me something. I don't know, bro. Like, there are people that you don't listen to and have shitty advice, and then there are people that I think you should listen to their advice. But it's up to you to sift through that information, and that's just my thoughts on it. If you want to watch the rest of the video, I'll link it down in the description. They talk about a few other things that I didn't think were as interesting. KSI talk about him moving mad, and Sneako put up his little BS video where I don't know where he's streaming that from or how he's using a platform, what platform he's using right now. But hey, I don't feel any sympathy for Sneako, man. I would say I wish him the worst, but I ain't gonna say nothing like that. I don't want him to be out on the street like a Jay or nothing like that. But he does need to learn a lesson. He definitely needs to learn a lesson in these streets. It doesn't seem that he's learned it. I don't know when he's gonna learn it, but only time will tell. If you watched up to this point, thanks for watching. Have a great day, and I'll see you next time.